The Public Works Department has tasked itself with recovering over 1,200 of its buildings which are illegally occupied. It follows last week's Marshalltown fire, which claimed 77 lives. Public Works Minister Sihle Zikalala joins us now for more on the story. Good evening, sir, and thank you for your time. So, the department has been well aware of the fact that it has assets under its register that are illegally occupied since when?
Well, this has been for some time, and the main problem is there are other court judgment that says if you are evicting people, you must also provide the alternative accommodation for those people. We are working to ensure that we bring back all our properties that are illegally occupied, but also from the incident of last week, we believe that we should enhance the capacity to expropriate buildings, because you find that some of the buildings will be deserted or will be left unattended by their owners because of either they owe a lot or they will be hijacked by criminals who want to hijack and then collect money from those who are tenants. Now, we are of a view that also we should consider making it easy for municipalities to expropriate buildings that are left unattended. But for us, we've got more than 1,200 buildings that we believe are scattered in the country and are illegally occupied, and we are on the drive to bring back all our
why do you believe that they're scattered all over the country? My understanding is that, this figure that you have made public as part of the press statement that you've issued, that is as a result of what you know to have within your asset register. So this, what the department is saying, that you are now going to go to identify the locations of these buildings. How are they on your asset register if you don't know where they are?
Some are known, and we have been already in them, identifying them and making processes to reclaim them back. But some you will find that they were in the asset register, but through some means or some corrupt practices, then they were taken out. And we are getting some back through the report, but there are those that you will find that even from 1994, after democratic elections, when the then government transferred properties, some were not reported. And it is because of that we want to get all properties that belongs to government back and ensure they are properly registered, but ensure that...
Minister Zikalala, if memory serves correct, there was an audit that had been commissioned under the panel, the inquiry done into the issue of land in this country that required that there be an audit of all state-owned properties and state-owned land that, of course, was feeding into the conversation around expropriation without compensation. So what has happened, what has become of that audit? Because that is an audit that has taken place in the last 5 years.
That audit you're referring to, its pieces of land, and some of these assets we're talking about are buildings that are illegally occupied.
When it comes to then what to do with these properties, it seems to me that there's been a missed opportunity from the department, again being well aware of the existence of these properties, that nothing was done to try and...
You are quite correct. The department, I think, due to its history or its incapacity, failed to optimize on these assets, which results in a situation where the buildings will be left unoccupied, and then illegal occupation will take place, and the state will have properties that are not generating income. Our view is that we either give those to municipalities or other organs of the state, or disposed or optimized through ensuring that there is a commercial process which can benefit the state.
How are you going to be working with municipalities through this process? I imagine that they're going to be an integral part of making sure that this particular process is actually successful.
Quite correct. Number of municipalities have already started engaging us on properties that are within their jurisdiction, appealing that we transfer or make them available for them to use those properties. And that's why we are saying we would want to make it easy for municipalities to make use of those properties, especially the buildings. Some will have also to be commercialized, as I say. So the collaboration with municipalities will help us to ensure that the process moves smoothly.
Mr. Zikalala, it's hard to look at this entire situation and not see it as a reflection of just how much neglect there has been and an abdication, really, of responsibilities on the part of municipalities in some instances, but also on the part of the department that you lead.
You are quite correct. It is some kind of irresponsibility and some people who have just left this task. And it's responsibility of the department to ensure that these assets are properly recorded, properly utilized. And that's what is the drive that we are starting now, to ensure that we record them and we optimize.
But what about accountability? You know, because there has to be a sense that beyond just acknowledging that things have gone wrong, that there will be a step of accountability for those people that have neglected their duties while earning an income at the cost of taxpayers.
You are quite correct, and you would have seen a number of actions that we have taken, including investigations where things are not done well. Consequence management needs to take place. And in this regard, you find that these buildings were left unattended 20 years or 15 years ago. And therefore, if you try to discipline those who are involved, you find that they are no longer within the state. But where they are within the state, we need to impose consequence management. In some cases, some were even stolen from government. And in those cases, we have recorded cases. They've been investigated. In some cases, we've managed to reclaim those properties, and people are going through court actions.
Public Works Minister Sihle Zikalala will leave it there for tonight. Thanks for your time.